mwese baseho n'abanya kutureba mwe bari kutureba kandi bari kutukunda eshaje turi Igongo ateshaje norere kizimbe iki nibacheta ekizikiro mwene ngo kwakota kijaga hanferiyo binji abo kubali mu binji byo kwakubasa kwega uri kwatenga history uri kwatenga ibintu ibyo wabe utakumanya muri kikabe ntubeta muje murebe turambure sibiti tumabiri kugenda nyinshi kugira mu nyinja kare abazungu reka kumana ibyo barubuko bakwija kuruya abo bakashanga bakumanya Yesu yanyu kandi so nishe tugende turambure tumanye byakari byabere biri ahasigara mwebare.
They are homes in Harrow Hills. We are also in Harrow because of the eclipse that happened here, which helped us get back our cattle, which were stolen by the Banyoro. But while they went to Rwanda and raided more cattle, when they had reached here, the eclipse scared them. They abandoned the cattle and they got the cattle. So the Harrow is known for a lot of history. Another reason why we are here in the Harrow is because of the name Igongo. Igongo is the name of a hill in the village in Rwenjeru, here in the Harrow. They said during the time of King Ntare III, it rained heavily, water flooded, destroying crops and wild livestock. So whenever we had disasters, they were interpreted to be punishments from God. So our king gave his white spotless cow to diviners who took it on Igongo hill. They sacrificed the cow and made rituals and prayed. After several days, the rain stopped, water radiated, forming the lake which we up to date called Lake Muru. So people around that time were happy that the king himself was happy that he named his son, who was born during that time, Kasasera. Kasasera literally means forgiveness. So people have been talking about the event which happened on the hill where we were saved from the rains until the current generation. So the museum was established here in 2010, and we named it after the hill that is well known in this region that has history. So that's why we are in Harrow, and that's why we are called Igongo. Yeah. So a lot can be seen and told in the museum. Okay, so you are welcome. Known for gorillas. Queen Elizabeth, known for climbing lions and elephants. Chivale, known for chimpanzees. So we have 10 national parks in Uganda, but 7 are here in the region. Blue are lakes, Victoria, Edward Lodge. There is Kazinga Channel here that connects the 2 lakes. This is Mountain Rwenzori. It is snow-capped, and that's Lake Albert. This is the national boundary. Here is Congo, Rwanda here, Tanzania here. So is this okay? Okay. The first starts here. It is called the skills section. So in the skills, we have stones that we have used to do certain skills. So number 1 there is an iron ore for iron smelting. You can smelt that and make iron tools like pangas, knives, spears, a lot. We shall see more. Number 2 and 3 extend. Number 2 and 3 are grinding stones for grinding millet, grinding sorghum. Some people still use in the village. Number 4 is a whetstone for sharpening iron tools. We still use in the village, Ityazo. In Kurungu, we are used to pound herbs, tobacco, even food like dried cassava. Number 6, in Shoro, we are used to play board game, mweso. While number 7 was used as a knife to cut and slaughter animals, like a knife. So the stone is okay. Here we have calabashes, gourds. These grow on a plant. These are fruits of a plant. They grow like pumpkins. We harvest them, clean them. We cut each, put water, which rots the seeds. We power the seeds with water hot. We put sand or small stones with water. We shake to wash inside. Most of these are used to store liquids like drinks, beer, milk, porridge. Some are used for music. So number 1 is a churning gourd. You put fermented milk, shake gently, and make ghee. Some people call it butter. Number 2 was used to store beer or porridge. So at home we had several large calabashes. One for storing milk, churning, storing porridge, or even beer. Number 6 is used to store milk. We still use a lot, especially the Wanyankole cattle keepers. Number 4 is a long-necked calabash. Was named after a crested crane, or tuha. So that one was used to serve beer or porridge to heads of families like that. Others were served in a checker. Number 5. Number 8 is a funnel. I hope you know funnels. So you can make from a calabash. Then number 7 is a trumpet, musical instrument. It's named after a beetle. I hope you know the insect, the beetle. When flying, it makes good sound, so we named it after that insect. Ikondere. Number 3, a chare. Those were used to fetch beer, scoop liquids like juice. You scoop, either drink or power in other containers. Number 11 is an enema calabash. Was used to treat constipation. We made solution from herbs put in the calabash, applied in the rectum to treat constipation, enema. Number 9 is a ghee calabash. Some people still use to store ghee or butter. 10 was used to serve buttermilk, amachunda to children. 12 was used to store body vaseline, while 13 is a blood drawer. Was used to withdraw blood when people had infections that had severe pain. They cut and withdrew blood. Pots are made of clay soil. We mold with hands. We mold clay soil. We mold, shape them, design, sun dry, and bake them like bricks. So these are some of the pots we used and still use. Number 10 is still used to forever milk containers, ichungu. Number 3 are smoking pipes for smoking tobacco. Number 8 is a perfume pot for ladies. They put in scented herbs in there, burnt them, and then the smoke kept the room's bedroom perfumed, freshened up. So some were used to store beer, cook food, smoke tobacco, make sauce, a lot. Pantry. Wooden plates, seats, mortar, sandals, spoons, a lot. So, but all of them start from MPB. I hope you are seeing MPB, you get Omusinga, finally Chanzi, or from MPB you can make a stool or any of these. Here we have seen the ore, we put it in fire here, use the sticks and skins to blow, support fire burning. And then when the ore softens, you mint to make those pangas, knives, spears, arrowheads, bells, a lot. Here are baskets. Baskets are made by weaving grass, palm leaves, papaya, soft stems. So number 12 is a fish trap. Number 11 is a curtain. A separator was used to partition homes. Number 8 is a food basket. 10 is a cover of the milk pot. Here used to cover a chance. Here, to wear skins of animals like goats, sheep, cows. So number 1 there is a bag. We folded the skin of like a goat or sheep to make a bag. Number 2 is a skirt, 3 is a top, 4 is a bed sheet, 5 is a rope was used to tie cow legs while milking in Boha. 6 are sandals and 7 is a gallbladder was used to store tobacco like a handbag. Here is millet. Millet is used to make food or make brown porridge. That's how we package millet from Shenga. When one paid the least, they had to come with Shenga. We still keep millet porridge in HC, a calabash. Hunting equipment. Men used to go to the wild with the nets, traps, spears, and dogs to kill wildlife, provide meat at home. So we used some of these. We put bells in dogs so the hunters trace the dogs from the sound of bells.
The bells are called what?
Amajugo. Amajugo put in the neck of the dog. So when it's running, hunting, you keep tracing from the sound. Grinding millet, boiling water to make food, the baby eating in the pot, dad drinking beer, and smoking tobacco. We put yellow bananas, firewood above the fireplace for warmth and smoke to help them dry faster, ripen faster, and flavor them. And away from the reach of children. Bad bananas, they are imported here by Arab traders from Asia to the coast of East Africa to the interior. There are many kinds. There are those which says no cows, no banana plantation, no wife.
What? I want to listen to that.
Nyankore says no cows, no banana plantation, no wife. Continente narutoche dashwera. Simply because cows provide us with milk and we pay dowry using cows. We also need to have food, which are bananas. So for a man to get married, he should have cows to pay dowry to provide milk, and he should have bananas to provide food at home. So there he can manage marriage. Here is a traditional Chiga homestead. There is one man's homestead who had several wives. So each wife in a hut, and the small ones are granaries for food storage. Here that is the traditional homestead for Banyankole cattle keepers. So
This one for the Banyankole.
as we saw for crop farmers, all of that was at home were milk utensils for storing milk, for churning to make butter. From 1 grass thatched huts to Entura to Enjuirabile, HTT is the round one. then ekikorogoto, papayas, ekirere, one roofed with banana fiber. Bustoha is a rectangular home. Then Enju, modern homes. Ash, clay, charcoal to paint walls, and they appeared as the woods. On the head, at the back, armpit, palm, or even in hands. A stretcher here was used to carry brides. Here in mountainous regions, some people still use them to carry patients. A litter was used to carry key. Distance, soldiers, liquids, food, and animals. Measurements. And then here we have the money. All the Mauritius, Indian rupees.
Then from here, then Indian rupees, which is a sort of company. Then we went to Ugandan money, East African shilling. Then they used to have this is Queen Elizabeth also. Queen Elizabeth. To here also Queen Elizabeth.
This is all the same. Then in 1966, we
With
had
independence,
shillings.
our own money.
Yes, and they have evolved to down.
To Amin's time, 1979 to 82, then to 1987, then to the current of today, and to here. Communications from the past.
From the past, we sounded drums, put bells in cows, used trumpets, flutes, we drew all patterns, and had newspapers in 1959 and 1990. We still have
Always still around for the vision group.
Yes. Those are traditional musical instruments. Games here, we saw wrestling, and here is entertainment, traditional dancing. These are Batwa, Bachiga, Bagoro, Batima women, the dances, traditional dances. Here is how we make local beer. From cutting bananas, you put them in the pit, they ripen, you peel them, step them with grass, they make juice, you dilute it with water, put in roasted sorghum flour, put it in this real trap, underground as 6, you mix the sorghum with juice and cover as 7, wait for 24 hours, then juice is.
Nomanya bakuma deba yazanga uri
Indeed.
atumupako batanga nabije
Obunobo kutabira
Kutabira just kutereka no kubika mu bakubika kuza kuba bwere wale zirende zibali nyama
ezo zino
then we cut and we withdrew blood using a horn when we had severe pain
in the head.
Or we cut and put herbs. Or we used heat metal.
Whereby they bring along the stuff on. So here if
Tagata hot spring, hot water from underground, which we believe has minerals that heal joints, bones,
and here
skin, mouth to mouth.
For the babies.
Mom chews herbs and gives in the mouth.
This one is
colon irrigation for constipation. Mom chews herbs and applies through the rectum.
They call it enema.
Enema. Malaria, wounds, tapeworms. And down is the skin of a python.
It's the skin of a python. It's expensive.
The skin of a python was used to treat back pain.
Back pain. They used to tie it.
Like you took 2 beans from the opponent. By taking beans, you learned counting.
How to count. Oh, that's good.
Here is Shwenkazi. Shwenkazi is aunt, the sister to your dad. Then they always taught girls good morals, hygiene,
how to behave in marriage.
Yes, they briefed them. Taught listening stories to their children of how they would be thrown over water cliffs in case they had premarital sex and pregnancy. So girls grew up fearing to have sex before marriage. Breeding cattle, apprenticeship, it is like hands-on.
Whereby they press the get the bread.
So these were breeding the cattle to get blood, but these were helping and that. We are making iron tools, smith. So after dinner, our parents or grandparents told educative stories. Fashion, how men dressed in the past. All these are men. Different haircuts.
And if you try to post check, so many things are coming back from the new century.
Especially the haircuts.
The haircuts are living. So even these ones are coming back.
There is women fashion.
Fashion.
So there is how we compare beauty with nature. Most men in the region prefer ladies of such kinds. She should have black hair as a tree canopy, white eyes as stars, white teeth as snow, long neck as a water jug, a lot.
So this is the problem of this one.
Intanga is a small fruit.
So this is how they dress for marriage, for women fashions past and present.
There is dressing in ladies, evolution from 1 to 5.
1 to 5 from here, 100 years back, 80 years, 50, 30, to current one. Sweet.
These are ornaments for ladies and the pots for hygiene.
For beautification.
These are back cloths. We used to perfume them by burning scented grass. Marriage. This is a carrying stick or mugamba we still use to give gifts to the bride on her giveaway, simply for her to use at her new home. To churn milk to serve the husband and the lot. That is how we carry the mugore.
So this is the moha. This one.
The moha for tying cow legs when milking. But now we have ropes.
Now they have ropes. Even some they don't use this one.
You put in a paddock. In the shrines, the diviners led worshipping and sacrificed white animals. These would be in shrines, skins of leopards, avocats, snakes. Abarara clan worshipped Kamdunwiri.
This is this one is for leopard, and this one for
the savocat.
Savocat, and this one
That is also a savocat.
You see, these will be usually
Those are shells.
land.
Banyankore have 4 major clans. Abahinda, Abashambo, Abagahe, Abishikato. Each clan has sub-clans. Each clan has a taboo, what we don't like, and a totem, what we like. Clanmates don't marry, and children take the father's clan. So Bachiga have 10 major clans. Some clans are the same as Banyankore, Banyoro, Batoro, Banyarwanda, or most Bantu people. For transport, where we encourage brides, patients, pregnant women, women the dead, whoever could not know.
That's what it used to be. So here,
These are few clans.
so this is how the former guys used to fight the wars. Baguta, even I saw Baguta, he was one of them.
Baguta was a prime
Minister, but his grandfather, he served in the first government. His father, Toben Baguta, also was one. He was also from the army too.
Yeah. So that is our army. The army was called Igongo, shield. So there are the assembly. There are some stories or legends about the wars in this region. There is one known one about Muguta and the other brown the cow outside.
So this is it's called who?
Muguta Yabtao.
Muguta Yabtao. Muguta
Yes,
Yabtao.
yes.
So what's the story behind it? Like
Muguta was the army commander of Buhweju. Uweju was an independent kingdom from Nkore.
From the other kingdoms of Uganda.
Yes, from Ghana, from Nkore, from all those were smaller kingdoms that were united by the British to make
Angola getting in 01.
Yeah.
That's when Mabuta was the Prime Minister. Formal.
Yeah.
So this one was a commander.
So one time our king Narefo went to Uweju to visit Kabundami, the Uweju king. When he reached there, he admired the Kabundami's cow, Mayenje Gishinjo. In our tradition, whenever the king liked anything, we gave to him freely, but in Uweju they did. That angered him a lot, that when he returned here, he trained his army to go and demolish Uweju to get the cow. But as they were preparing, two volunteer men, that is Ruchuru Abugoro and Runkunku, promised the king that they would go there and bring it peacefully. Yeah, so they went to Uweju, painted the cow black and stored it. They broke bells.
Cow bells. They used to put in cows.
Put in the neck
of the cows.
Yeah. For us, we use this in each of 100 cows. We put a bell in one of them. So one bell represented 100
cows. Wow.
Yes.
They used to have one cow, whereby they press this one, and one cow. That represents that's a blind. That's a herd. 100 cows. One bell, 100
cows. So when one had 2 or 3 bells, that's 300
or 400 cows.
Yes.
The present day, like this one,
some are still used.
In some places, this one in Cambodia, they're still using such stuff. These ones
Even
are for storing milk.
Milking in
Because
cows.
even when I went to the Mugaba Paris, they had what they call the milk house. I think they had
Milk
stuff,
house,
yeah,
they had.
in the Mugaba Paris. These ones.
These are milk pots for the iteso. That's for
Karamojongo, Iteso,
Batuku.
This one for Batuku.
Yes, and the other one for Banyankore. Here there is a video which shows how the Swiss make cheese. And how Banyankore make butter.
This is traditional one. This is for the Swiss or for the traditional Swiss. And this one for the bricklaying.
No, it is mold, where they mold cheese.
It is in the summer, cows would migrate from the valley to the desert for separation.
This is a thermometer used to measure temperature in milk, and a lactometer used to measure the amount of water in milk. Then the calabashes used to churn milk. We still use to churn. Make butter. You like half boil the milk and you keep it for some time so it doesn't go bad. These are milk products, ice cream, cheese, chocolate, products in Uganda and Switzerland.
This one is Switzerland.
These two, then
This one is also Swiss. So this one is African.
Uganda. Sports, you can carry milk in a milk pot. The Swiss use buckets, you use gin cans, plastic cans, metallic cans. You carry milk on a stick, on a bicycle, truck, a lot. That's how you carry milk. Here are milk diet Uganda and Switzerland. I hope you know that milk is made here in Barara. Milk societies. These are the Swiss. Then this is a milk pot for Banyankore. These are Karamajong. This is the milk pot for Karamajong. Yes. This is where Bachwez lived. We believe Bachwez are the first people to live in this region who we believe had supernatural powers. So some people go to where we believe Bachwez lived to worship, and others go for tourism. So here is the story of how the lake was formed, Lake Nyaboko in Ntunga Mukajara. They say there lived a man called Mtumo who had several cows. His cows died due to epidemics and he was left with one white calf. The calf grew into a white calf which produced him many more cows. But while he was grazing, they say the cow was possessed with supernatural powers, that it spoke to him, instructing him never to eat its meat, that he should bury it. He promised to do so, and they lived, and thereafter he wanted to visit his friend in Karagwe. So before he left for Karagwe, he told his family never to eat the white cow's meat in case it died while he was away. So he went to Karagwe to walk from Tungamu to Karagwe, currently northern Tanzania. It's a long distance. It took him a lot of time. So while he was away, his cow died, and as the children prepared to bury it, their mom promised them that they would eat it and burn all the remains so he wouldn't know. So they slaughtered the cow. They ate roasted meat. They enjoyed while they were enjoying it. It rained heavily. The whole area flooded, water drowning everything, including people and houses. Yeah. So long after, Mtumo returned and found where he had left his family. It was a lake. Paula died. He was so disappointed that he drowned himself. So people around the lake tell that same legend. The same legend teaches people to
listen to people when
follow instructions, to be faithful. When you promise something, you fulfill it. Yeah. So people around the lake, they say they hear cows at night. The lake exists. It's in Ntunga Kajara.
Kajara, that means I
Lake Nyaboko.
have to go and check on it very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The landscape model of Igga Dickson. Igga Dickson, it's where Bachis had headquarters. They used to dig tunnels or trenches underground where they lived and hid during wars. So more on the chart, there is Nyagahima Richo tree, there is Igga Dickson, there is Amabere Gambore, there is Amabare Namwiru, Karejeya Rock, and a lot. So people go to those areas for tourism and some for worship. Here we have politics and leadership of the region, the lineage of Ankole kings and neighboring kingdoms, how kings followed each other, and a few photos of the kings. So we had 27 kings from Ruhinda to Sir Charles Gasionga II. That's Kahaya, second last king, and the last king of Ankole, Sir Charles Gasionga II. During his time, Apollo Milton Obote, the president of Uganda then, that's the
introduction.
People would carry him from Uganda. He had a grandfather in Uganda. So they carried him and were of Ankole was too old. They say he went to Karagwe and established Karagwe Kingdom.
Okay.
So if you read the names, they are almost similar. Ours. You know Saida Karori. Those people are Abahaya. They are like Abanyankole.
Okay.
So their descendants moved from here.
So that's why they have the same names like those of Angola.
Even when they speak, you understand. Some usually come and see the museum, and you can guide even in Runyankore, they know you. The Ankole royal drums, Bajendanwa.
That's the lady who used to bring the house.
I don't see Mugabe.
Because the other is Mugabe. It's also, but even they also That's the lady.
So
When I went to get a wedding and more.
that lady was a virgin lady. The drums were kept by a female virgin.
So she used to be a
Miss
virgin.
Chichanga.
Miss Chichanga.
The drum with which is deformed is the royal drum.
Yeah.
They say Banyoro Kati trying to steal it so that they would take away our kingship.
Our kingship.
And add us to theirs. Then there are other big ones. Kabembura. The drums live like human beings. The royal drum is white, bodyguard, concubine.
Which
white?
So whenever it used to be in the other house, that means they had a king.
Yes.
So
If you touch it,
No one touched.
No one on
no,
the other.
actually they said if you,
keeper or
if you
the
touch
king.
it, you become.
Here, Bajendanwa is the royal drum, the male. Then Kabembura is the wife. Nyakashija, the bodyguard. Nyabayangwe, the second
Concubine.
wife or the concubine. The drums had a home, were taken care of by a female virgin, had plantations, had cattle. People came to visit the drums, to worship the drums. Even the drums were walked around the kingdom so that the drums would know, see what is happening around the kingdom. They stole the drum when we fought them. When we defeated them, one of them cut it. And they say it shed blood like a human being. Yeah.
This is.
Those are the last two kings. Then he had, Kahaya had two prime ministers, Mbaguta and Kamugungun.
But the most famous one is this one.
Mbaguta is the British collaborator. He collaborated with the British. He brought the British here. And then they signed the British agreement in 1901, and he became the prime minister.
So all these are the prime ministers of Angola.
Yes.
But
Then
most,
this is the secretary general.
the one who sounds mostly is this one.
Mbaguta.
All people. So
Bananuka Drive.
Bananuka Drive.
Named after him.
This was the one. It was also
Banwa High School.
Nano High School was named after this one. Singama, then Bananuka.
This was the last.
This one was the last prime minister.
Jules Kayiza.
Died in 2010, 1962. This one, yeah, 2010. That's a bit old.
He was in Chamgola.
Chamgoran, Kachika?
That's
No, Kachika, the place.
that.
No, it's not the place.
Chica had one king from 1967. When you reach here, they say,
By the Bachilla, they never wanted.
Ngabo ya Chigezi from 1964 to 67, and the secretaries, the well-known one is Paulo Morogoza.
Yeah, imani tu kumefora mu Kastoni tu. Tuencheya.
The one who said that.
So I'm saying that story.
And there is one famous story. They say when they took him to Europe, when he was there, he was in his room. Whenever they
This
came,
is the guy.
he said no.
No,
Then the British
they will go no way. So he's the man.
So he wrote a lot of books. The missionaries converted the king, Kahaya, and then most of us followed.
Where is this book? I heard of this.
These are in Kamkuzi. These are remains of the second church.
Second church.
The first church
here in
was
Bana.
here,
Yeah,
the same location.
Same location. Then
It was relocated to Haro in 1935.
This is come to which side?
You know the King's Palace? Just opposite it. You know the road that slopes to Rekegu. So when you are sloping, it is here. When you reach the King's Palace, you will see them on your left. built here.
Yeah. Then
and
after
then
then
the second.
on the same location.
The first was made of reeds and what, so this is the second, made of raw bricks.
Okay. Then okay, we go here.
The second region in southwestern Uganda, that is the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has two archdioceses, that is Kigezi, Kabale for Kigezi, and Barara for Ankole. The main church is Islam. Islam was introduced here by Baganda. Adam Mutasa led the group of Baganda who established, who introduced Islam here. These are the first mosques. Emishigo in where? Is it in Tungam? And then this Charvambra in Sinjo. Bara High School is the first school in the region. It was called Bara Junior at the time, single school for boys. It was established by the Anglican Church for the royals to learn English. Then 1912 they established Bara Girls Boarding School, which later became Bweranyanji Girls. It is a single school for girls. Later they were all at Kampuzi, were relocated to Ruharo, then Bweranyanji relocated to Shenju.